At the beginning of this story, we are shown a city named Itrania, which is extremely beautiful and comes in the sights of people. It's an amazing look of nature. The lions speaking in Itrania are flying dragons, burning deserts and mountains swinging in the air, making it even more beautiful. Itrania is called the heart of the universe. The most special thing here is that there is a palace named Castle Grayskull, who is considered the life of Itrania. An extremely powerful energy was present inside Grayskull. Eternia's most powerful warriors formed a sword to safeguard that power, named Sword of Power. It is said that in that sword there is so much power that she can give any human being a power like God. So to keep that sword safe was placed in Grayskull, and the responsibility for her defense was handed over to a sorceress. It is said that whenever an enemy attacking Itrania or a huge crisis will come, a great warrior will come, who will raise that sword and destroy enemies and protect Itrania. After this we see a child named Adam, who is the prince of Itrania. Her mother Queen Marlena sends her to learn swimming, but Adam doesn't like it all at all, because she is too small and weak right now. He can't even pick up the sword properly. Adam asks his mother, "Is it important to learn swimming?" Her mother explained to him, "You are a warrior, and it's very important to learn all this for a warrior." But Adam wanted to play with his speaking lion Kringer. But Christians also refuse to play with him and jokes, "You go, I play with rats." Listening this, Adam goes from there. On the other hand, we see a great warrior named Duncan, who teaches swimming to all the children of Itrania. He tells the children of his bravery, how he saved his parents' lives. After that, he asks all the children to fight among themselves. Those children also have Duncan's daughter Tila, who is Adam's best friend. The Tila competes with Adam, but Adam cannot fight properly. Then Duncan says to Adam, "Do as much as you can." At the same time, King Runder also reaches and see Adam fighting. On this, Duncan tells the king, "Meh, I'll soon make it a powerful warrior." But King Runder says, "No war can be won by how it's fighting." After that, king go to Adam in angry, give him the sword and say, "Pick it up and fight me." As the battle of both begins, Adam cannot handle itself and falls to the ground. King Runder says in anger, "There's no place for weakness in this world." With so much saying, they leave from there. Listening to them, Adam becomes very sad and going to a bridge alone. Then the Tila comes there. Adam tells her, "I want to be alone for some time." But the teacher understood her sadness. She says, "Dare her, you did not feel weak at all today." Both are talking that then the teacher's look falls on the sorceress in Grayskull. She asks Adam, who is she looking at the wizard? At the same time, there is a tremendous explosion behind them. In fact, his biggest enemy Skeletor was attacked on Itrania. Seeing, countless ships of his army begin to appear in the sky, and they start to deviate throughout Italy. King Runder also gets news of this attack. Duncan tells the king, "Miraker, don't worry. I'll handle these enemies." After this, an extremely dangerous and fantastic war begins between the Skeletor's army and the Itrania's army. There were many powerful warriors in the Itrania's army, who were dying enemies and killing them one by one. Meanwhile, Duncan King's family starts to take in a safe place. He alone clarifies the way for them, fighting the enemies. Then Go Trap from the front comes a dangerous enemy of the name. Looking at him tells the king, "Duncan, Grand, go by another way. I'll handle it." Listening this, the king gets out of there with his family and gets soaked by Duncan Trap. There is a very dangerous and tremendous battle between the two for quite long. At the time, the Tila comes back to them instead of going with the king in his father's concern, and their battle begins to see. Duncan Trap goes heavy continuously and bangs him badly, leaving the trap going blood off the mouth. But he stands up again and attacks Duncan by his cannon-handed robotic hand. As the shot takes place, Duncan falls away and gets injured badly. After that, Go Trap goes there by putting a bomb. As he goes, the teacher runs to his father and raises them. Both somehow jump off the window before bombing and save their lives. On the other hand, the king and his family encompasses the army of enemies across the whole. Then the Skeletor also reaches there. King Runder, Queen Marlena, says, "Take in a safe place with the Adam." Listening this, comes out of there by taking Marlena Adam, while King alone begins to fight enemies. But he can't face them for long and finally capture them by Skeletor soldiers. After this, the Skeletor breaks a huge statue standing there by its magic. Then he takes off the crown from King's head and declares himself a new king in front of the entire Itrania. Then there also comes the powerful wizard of the Skeletor, Evelyn. On the other hand, Marlena reaches Grayskull with Adam, where good wizard already exists. Marlena tells her, "Send Adam to a place where no one could ever find him." Listening this, the wizard Adam asks to remove the Sword of Power. As Adam draws the sword, the wizard immediately opens a magical portal there. Marlena says to Adam, don't ever lose this sword, and never forget who you are. At the same time the Skeletor also reaches there. He asks the sword from Adam and throws Marlena away with his magic. Wizard Adam says, this same sword is the only way to return you, so don't ever lose it. By saying that, she holds the form of a bird and Edelweiss. During the same time Adam also leaps into the portal. Passing through the portal he falls into the water and falls away from his hand by discounting the sword of power. After this, the story goes straight forward 15 years. Now Adam is bigger and has come on a date with a girl named Julie. Adam tells him his whole story during the conversation, but Julie doesn't understand a single thing. He seems weird to Adam's all things, so he left him there. Disappointed, Adam returns to his home, where a friend of his also lives with him. Seeing Adam's sad face, his friend immediately understands that a girl has again been rejected by a girl. He says, brother, don't tell everyone that story. No one understands you and everyone seems to understand you crazy. In fact, Adam refers to everyone that she is the real prince of Itrania, was sent to this world via a wizard portal and lost somewhere his magical sword, which he came here to find. But nobody believes him on these things. After that Adam goes into his room. There he begins to see all his drawings made from childhood so far and sleeps looking at them. He reaches the office next morning ready, but doesn't feel mind at all in his work. He repeatedly keeps asking people about his sword on the internet whether someone has seen such a sword somewhere. Then his HR comes in there and he sees it leaving work and everything that is done. She calls Adam to her cabin, saying, if you worked like that, I have to get you out of work. At the same time a message comes on Adam's phone, which reads that someone has got his sword. But Suji refuses her till touching the phone. Still Adam reads the message by unheard of her thing. The message says that he will have to give $300 in return for giving the sword information. As reading this, Adam immediately reaches a mall and starts to find the man who called him there. In a short time, that man gets it. After taking money he tells Adam about that sword and goes from there. That sword is in the hand of a statue. Adam tries his best to remove him, but the sword doesn't get out. So he seems to do somewhat strange actions to remove him. A girl standing near this says, stopping her, this sword isn't for sale. Adam responds to this sword is mine. Listening to his things, people there start making his videos. After quite a lot of attempts, Adam takes out the sword in some way and says in front of everyone, now the electricity will shine here, and I will disappear. After that, he tries to use his power by raising the sword towards the sky, but nothing happens. No electricity shine and no miracle is there. Seeing this, Adam becomes completely disappointed and raising the sword and ran from there. After that Adam comes back to his home. As you reach home, Adam's friend saw the sword in his hand. Surprisingly, did you really get that sword? Adam smiles on this, saying, yes, but he goes straight to his room sadly. There he looks at his father's painting and talking with the sword, finally sleeping. The next morning, police are arrested and taking him with him, because he stolen the sword from the mall. A very big traffic jam is on the way. Police officers get off the car and go to see the situation ahead, but only then does a giant beast attack there. When you see him, the figure turns around and people begin to run away from their lives. Beast's look falls on Adam and he climbs over his police van. He tries to open the car door, but before Adam breaks the car's glass with his sword, Beast immediately attacks Adam. Adam falls away from one of his strong war. Now the Beast is going to kill him. That then Adam's childhood friend Teal reaches there and saves his life in time. After this, a tremendous battle between the Teela and Beast begins. The Teela attacked with its weapons and droves the Beast under the bridge and begins to run away from there about Adam. But after a short time the Beast reaches them behind them again, their smell and starts to follow them. The Teela leaps below the bridge without time loss. Back to Adam also jumps and both begin to run away from there. Then the Beast comes again to them and it is about to attack that suddenly a fast speed truck gets him banged. Take advantage of this opportunity. Adam and Teal run out of there. The Teela brings Adam to his ship, arriving there and tells the people standing around Adam, now you all saw it, not I was speaking the truth, but you all understood me crazy. So in so many times the Beast reaches there again. Before she can reach them, the Teela shuts down the ship's gate and flies out of there. On the way Adam says to Teela, you've become quite big now. This listening the Teal looks at her, but Adam immediately changes the thing and asks about her parents. The teacher tells him that the Skeletor has captured his parents. Hearing this Adam becomes extremely emotional. After some time both of them reach to Italy. Arriving there, Adam sees his entire state has been severely destroyed. On the way, a soldier of the Skeletor views the ship of the Teela and it is known that the Sword of Power is present in the same ship. On the other hand, the Tila and Adam reach to the survivors of Itrania. All these people were living in a secret place for many years with fear of Skeletor. Meanwhile, we are shown to a pig-like squad man, which wakes the Skeletor from sleep. The Skeletor asks her his magical stick, and she immediately gives her stick. Then comes Evelyn and tells the Skeletor that the beast has returned empty-handed. Listening this, Skeletor gets blown by anger. He starts to go to the beast and punish him with his magical stick. Groaning with the beast pain, I gained the sword, but the Tila fell into the middle and stuck the sword from me. This hears the Skeletor asks about the Tila. Evelyn says she is the daughter of an Itranian soldier. Then she says that his soldiers have seen the ship of the Tila in Itrania and he also has the sword of power. So soldiers are searching for him continuously. Listening this, the Skeletor orders the beast to bring back the sword once again. Over here, Tila and Adam meets the people of Itrania. Then a man named Fisto pulls the Tila into a room and says, "Where were you for so many days? We found you everywhere." The Tila answers, "I found the sword of power as well as the prince of Eternia." Fisto doesn't believe her thing at all. Then Adam shows his ID card to prove his identity, but Fisto seems to find all this extremely strange, because he had never seen such a thing before. Adam says, "I know all of you from childhood. I saw you all with my father." Then Ram Man comes there too. Adam calls him a joke in joke, who Ram Man is surprised to hear. Fisto asks his name. Adam calls him a boxer. Everyone there listening to this seems to laugh. Fisto is very angry at the Tila. Meanwhile, Ram Man takes sword of power from Adam's hand. After this, Adam and Tila are closed in a room. Over there, asks Evelyn Skeletor, "Mehoraj, now you have everything. There are thousands of soldiers, the whole Eternia is in your possession, and you also have a magical stick. Still, what else do you need?" Listening this, Skeletor holds his hand and says, "What I have isn't enough. I need sword of power, so that I can reign over the entire universe by acquiring power like God." On the other hand, Adam and Tila closed in that room. At the same time, he appears to be a beggar-like man, who was under drunk condition. A robot is cleaning in the same room. Looking at the robot, Adam says, "It's a class 4 robot. It's very powerful, but its cleaning mode is on right now, so it's just cleaning up." In here, Fisto and Ram Man together with the rest of the warriors check the sword of power. Then they know that this sword is really real. But only then the Skeletor attacks there with his army and breaks down on the people of Itrania from all around. Seeing that there begins a horrible war. The sound of this fight also reaches Adam and Teal. The Teal tries to break the door to get out, but the door doesn't break because of being very strong. Then Adam explains that robot that he broke the door and fought with the soldiers of the Skeletor. The robot assumes her thing and breaks the door into the same war. Everyone seems to be out. Then the Tila begins to raise the dense man in the room and call him Baba. Actually, that man is no other but Duncan, who in childhood gave swimming training to all children. Adam immediately recognizes him and says, "I'm Adam." Duncan also recognizes Adam. The Tila asks them to walk from there, but Duncan refuses to go and lace again. Eventually the robot takes him out on his shoulder. As you reach out, Ram and Adam gives back the sword of power, saying, "You must protect it now." After that, he goes to fight the rest of the soldiers. Adam, Tila, Duncan and his partner begin to run towards the ship avoiding enemies. But due to they have sword of power, the Skeletor's soldiers are continuously following them. The running Teal laps down. Due to Adam and Duncan fear, stop there for a few moments. Then suddenly Duncan's leg slips. Backwards Adam and robots also come down. But then only then, traps in front of them once again. Adam tells Tila, "I'll talk to it. Maybe that's my thing to believe me." By saying so, he goes to him to talk to him. But Go Trap does not prepare to hear one thing of his, and attack Adam with his weapon. Adam repeatedly tells him to sit down and talk, but Go Trapeze continuously keeps firing on it. Eventually forced, and Adam also reverses, but his attacks don't have an impact on Trap. He raises Adam and throws away several feet. Then the Tila shouts, "Adam, take the sword." Listening of the Tila, as Adam holds hands on the sword's hand, he appears a glimpse of the sorceress. He immediately takes out the sword. Then the sounds of wizardness sounds and she asks Adam to speak a mantra. He raises Adam's sword towards the sky and speaks the mantra. At the next moment the strong power in the sky is stiffened and its full power is filled in the sword. Seeing Adam turns into a powerful warrior. The divine armor appears on his body. Seeing this scene, the Tila also believes that this is the real Messiah of Itrania. The soldiers around the sword fall away. Then Go Trap once again attacks Adam. But this time Adam faces him with full strength. A tremendous and exciting battle begins between the two. In a short time, Adam throws away trap go by hitting a vigorous kick. After that, go trap starts firing continuously from your handgun. Adam reaches her absolutely near him, while avoiding all the pills from Furti and his weapon hand up. Then using the same hand, he also eliminates the rest of the soldiers. After this, Adam, Tila and their partners sit in a ship and get out of there. On the other hand, the Skeletor, shielded by his defeat, makes his soldiers angry and orders them to strip the sword from Adam and Teal in every recent time. Here the ship of the Tala is moving fast, then many of the enemy's ships begin to follow them. They constantly attack. The Tila attacks the counter-saving and tells Adam, rear and face enemies with air bikes. Adam immediately takes an air bike, but at the beginning the bike doesn't rotate and it starts to fall down. Somehow he takes control of the bike and begins an attack on enemies. The Teal also devastates an enemy ship, but during this time the engine of his ship also gets severely damaged and the ship starts to fall down rapidly. Meanwhile, Adam also falls off his bike, but his uncontrolled bike devastates many enemy ships. Adam falls directly on an enemy ship. He throws his pilot out and takes over control of that ship himself. Now the ship of the Tala is also going to crash. Then Duncan goes into the back of the ship and begins an attack on the enemies with his gun. Then Adam comes in front. Duncan tells him to get off the way, but at the same time an enemy attack Adam's ship. Adam immediately leaped and reaches the ship of the lamp. Then another enemy ship grows fast towards them. But this time Adam stops him with both his hands and throws away from full strength. However, his balance worsens during this time and he falls down. At the same time, the ship of the Tala also crashes on the ground. On the other hand, Skeletor, Adam and the rest of the Tila have been prisoners. He kills a person named Grassman, rarely calling him in front of him. All the other prisoners see this are scared badly. After this, the Skeletor holds a girl's neck and picks her up in the air and asks about Adam. Then Filto tells that Adam is King Runder's son and Prince of Graskell. As soon as this listening, the Skeletor goes from there by ordering his soldiers to put all prisoners into jail. Duncan survive safely. The Tila, Duncan goes off to find Adam, except the ship. During this time Duncan gets a briefcase near the ship, which he becomes extremely happy to see. On the other hand, when Adam comes to senses, he sees that the same wizard is sitting on his sword as Bird, who sent him to another world through portal in his childhood. Adam Harry asks, I am who? The wizard responds, you are the Messiah of Graskell. Your luck is to set up peace and peace again in Eteria by ending the Skeletor. He looks so flying. Then the teacher reaches there and the wizard flying and disappears. The Tila asks Adam, are you okay? Adam responds smiling, yes, I'm absolutely fine. After that, both return to the ship. Arriving there, they see that Duncan has worn clean clothes and is also comfortably shaved. Looking at her, the Tila becomes happy, but as Duncan starts to drink again, she goes from there in anger. Duncan Adam sitting near him and says, you have fought a very good today. But it's not just enough. If you have to defeat the Skeletor, you have to take more training right now. The area is engaged in repairing the ship. Then Adam reaches him and the Tila asks him to help fix the ship. Listening that, Adam raises the entire ship with one of his hands, making the Tila comfortably repairing his engine. Working both things start doing. The teacher asks smiling, so tell, how does it look like being a superhero now? Adam also answers smiling, I'm not sure of everything that has happened to me. But to be true, it looks very good. The teacher says emotionally, I missed you a lot in these 15 years. For some time both remain lost in old memories. Then Adam comes slowly near the Tila and tries to do it. But the teacher makes her laugh, saying her little brother. When hearing this, Adam's full mood gets bad and both start to laugh. It happens slowly at night. Adam and all his partners are sitting together. Then suddenly a huge confusion of the Skeletor, Illusion, appears in front of them. Skeletor Vanity says, you are nothing more than insects that creep on all the ground. Now there's just my right over entire Eternia, and on that sword too. After that he tells Adam, if you want to see your parents alive, immediately turn the sword over to me. If you didn't do that, I'll give them a painful death whose responsibility will be just yours. By saying that, his confusion disappears. Listening to the Skeletor's things, Adam becomes emotional and decides he will save his parents by going to Snake Mountain himself. But the teacher stops him, saying, if you gave this sword to Skeletor, destruction on the entire Itrania will be broken. On this Adam says in firm voice, I'm not handing the sword there, but going to end the Skeletor. The teacher explains him, it's not easy to do. Skeletor is extremely powerful and dangerous. Adam responds, I'll free my parents at any price. If you were my place, you would do that too. All of Adam becomes emotional when you hear. Then Duncan proceeds and says, "You won't go alone. We'll all go with you." After this, the four snake leaves towards mountain. The wizard looks at them on the way and tracks their journey. After a long journey, they reach the huge door of Snake Mountain, where the soldiers of the Skeletor are guarding. Adam proceeds to say, "I am the Prince of Itrania, Adam, and brought the sword of power with me." A soldier asks him a sword, but Adam refuses clean. "This sword I'll just give in the hands of Skeletor." At the same time, Evelyn reaches there. She sends Adam to the Skeletor, while taking the rest of her peers with her soldiers. As Adam reaches the Skeletor, he immediately pulls the sword and attacks it. But only then his look comes to his father, King Runder, who has been imprisoned. Adam says angry, "Leave my father first." But the Skeletor just asks the sword. As Adam denies, dozens of soldiers break down on it and a tremendous battle begins. Adam alone begins to defeat all the soldiers badly. Then one soldier shoots down the sword with his hand, while the other attacked his axes and throwing him away. But Adam doesn't lose. He rotates fast by raising a soldier, from which the rest of the soldiers go away too. After that, he defeats all enemies one by one. King Runder, standing in prison, takes pride seeing his son fight so bravely. Then suddenly a huge red monster attacks Adam. The extremely dangerous and exciting battle begins between the two. During the battle, Adam breaks a horn of the monsters and then hits strongly and drops him down from the mountain. After this, she grows to attack the Skeletor again, but then Evelyn fastens him with her magic for a few moments. Angry, Adam warns with full strength. His attack is so powerful that a huge wall nearby breaks down and King Runder is pressed under his debris. Seeing this, Adam runs scared and removing stones and lifting his father out. King Runder, smiling, says, "You fought very brave today." Emotionally, Adam says, "I became absolutely as you always wanted to make me." King Runder responds smiling, "No son. I didn't want to make you like someone else. You were as best as you were. I wish I could understand this first." With that saying, King Runder closes his eyes forever. Adam is completely broken by losing his father. But then from behind, the Skeletor blows it and fainted. After this, Skeletor, Adam and the rest of his colleagues are put in jail. Adam inside jail meets his mother. He hugs them and cries, busting them, and tells the painful news of his father's death. So everyone present there becomes emotional. On the other hand, the Skeletor is finally extremely happy to achieve the sword of power. He tries to wake his power by raising the sword towards the sky, but no power exits from the sword. Seeing this, the Skeletor gets fires conscious of anger and holds Evelyn's neck. Evelyn Pena says to save her life, "I have another way. If this sword is used in Grayskull, then its real power can wake up." When hearing this, the Skeletor immediately leaves towards Grayskull with Evelyn. Duncan comes to Adam sitting, sad, and says, "I can understand your pain. I know how the pain of loss is. But the real warrior is the same, who learns to fight again after falling." Duncan's things fill the courage again inside Adam. During this time, the Tila comes there and Adam's meeting with Kranza. After 15 years, Adam becomes extremely happy to see his old friend. Kranza says emotionally, "I'm still not sure you've really returned." After this, Adam stands in front of all the prisoners there and gives them a Joshila speech. He says, "You are all the brave warrior of Itrania. Now it's time you recognize your real strength. A lonely person can't do anything probably, but if we all fight united, then also defeat the world's greatest strength and gain our Eternia back." Listening to Adam's inspiring things, all warriors return to fight and they become ready to fight once again. After this, Duncan Roboto's cleaning mode turns it into war mode. Then everyone breaks the gate door, kills soldiers posted outside, and turns out to chase the Skeletor directly by occupying enemies' ships. There has been Skeletor Italy reach. Get Trape at the main door of Grayskull is already guarding. Skeletor tells him, "Whichever came here, don't leave him alive." By saying that, he goes inside Grayskull with Evelyn. Arriving there, he puts the sword of power in his determined place, so that his power may wake up. Meanwhile, Adam and his partner also reach Itrania and attack enemies. The severe war springs between the two sides. Every warrior begins to wipe enemies with his own unique strength. Then the track of Trap Go is on Adam's ship, which is heading towards Grayskull. He also has to go following them immediately. Shortly after Adam, Teal and Kranza reach the main door of Grayskull. Then a large number of enemy soldiers begin to move towards them. Seeing this, Duncan says, "Adam, you guys go inside. I and the Robotos will handle the soldiers here." The Tila hugs her father and gets ready to go inside with Adam by giving them good wishes. Although Kranza is afraid to go inside, he doesn't want to leave with Adam. Duncan and the rest of the warriors are combined into the battle with enemies, while Adam, Teal and Kranza enter inside Grayskull. As Adam reaches inside, while on the crange, seeing his explosive entry, the soldiers there are troubled and retreating. Adam directly in front of the Skeletor and takes up the sword of power. The Crangia in the case gets from a huge criminal, while the tremendous magical match begins between the Teal and Evelyn too. The Teela throws away Evelyn by a vigorous war. On the other hand, Duncan and Robotos are also facing enemies. Duncan drops a huge statue with the help of Roboto, from which the bridge made there and the army of enemies cannot move forward. But only then Go Trap gets there with your ship and severely damages the Roboto. Seeing your partner in this condition, Duncan's angry explosion is. He immediately leaps on an enemy ship, breaking his glass and enters inside and broken down on the trappee. Finally he fits a bomb in the mouth of Trap and jumps down from the ship himself. A few seconds later there is vigorous explosion and Trap Go ends forever. After the battle is over, Duncan's injured Roboto's head becomes emotional by keeping in his lap. Roboto smiling, says, "I'm glad too, that before I die, I can be of use to someone other than just cleaning." In the same time, the fierce battle of Adam and Skeletor continues inside Grasculus. Then the Skeletor breaks the Adam's sword with its black powers. As the sword breaks, Adam goes away and falls. The Skeletor picks up the broken piece of the sword and holds Adam's head. At the same time, Adam's mind reaches an illusion world, where he sees himself in his old gym. The Sculptor also appears there and moves him, saying, "I don't know who considered you your messiah. The truth is, you're not of any work." By saying that, he raises a dumbbell and attacks Adam, and the next moment Adam again returns to the real world. But his mental struggle doesn't end here. The next moment he sees himself sitting on a date with a girl. The girl is asking her questions about her world. Then suddenly the entire scene changes and Adam finds himself in his office, where Suji is talking to him. During this time the Skeletor also appears there. When Suji asks her about that stranger, Adam says, "This man broke my sword." Then the Sculptor catches Adam's neck and says in a cold voice, "Eternia is not your home, but just a dream." Speaking so, the Sculptor naps the same broken sword in Adam's belly. The next moment Adam finds himself in his home room and suddenly falls below bed. Then his friend comes into the room and he's frightened. "Are you okay?" Adam says in pain, "I think I'm dead." But his friend understands it joke. He picks up the painting of the sorceress down and puts up the Adam, and goes out of the smiling room. As Adam looks carefully at that painting, suddenly the wizard appears in front of him. Disappointed, Adam says, "This time I lost, because the Skeletor broke the sword of power." Listening, this wizard comes in its real form and says smiling, "Real power was never in the sword, Adam, she was always within you. I chose you because the real strength is in your courage and your heart." When he hears the wizardness, the wound of Adam's body begins to heal by itself and the next moment he becomes sensitive. Seeing this, the Skeletor is also surprised. He doesn't understand how it happened at last. Now Adam takes out the sweat-broken sword in his body. As he holds him in hand, all the broken pieces of the sword are connected by itself. Adam raises the sword towards the sky and at the same time it returns the divine power again. The fast shine of the sword spreads throughout Grayskull. Everyone standing outside blissfully watching this scene. But Adam gives him a chance to improve for the last time instead of attacking the Sculptor. He says, "There is still time, let it abandon violence and hate. Become a good person." The Skeletor responds loudly, laughing, "I can never be good. Because my job, my religion, and my name, all is for evil." He says so. He attacks Adam again. Once again the final war begins between the two. This time Adam fights with full strength. He breaks the jaw of the Skeletor by hitting a vigorous punching. After this, it is often rained and injured him badly and finally he takes away. Seeing the Skeletor losing, Evelyn is afraid and runs away from there. Now Adam collects his full power and wars on the Skeletor's magical stick. As the stick breaks, one of it goes out with a terrible energy explosion. The Skeletor ends in the same explosion and his head falls away from the torso. The battle ends, the Teela runs and comes to Adam. He holds his hand and picks him up. Then Duncan also reaches there and the three smile at each other. After that, the story reaches directly after 6 months. Now Eternia has completely changed. Peace and happiness returns again around. The state gets rich as before and Queen Merlina again becomes the Queen of Itrania. The entire team of Adam is also celebrating happiness together. During this time the Teela, Adam and Duncan comes to and asks smiling, "When we were small, you all had different names. So what did my name be named?" Adam answers smiling, "I used to call you Warrior Goddess." After that the teacher asks, "You laugh. And what's your name?" Adam responds proudly to this, "He-Man." When you hear his answer, Everyone present there laughs. And with this beautiful moment this movie ends. However, in the end credit scene we see Evelyn once again. She picks the SKELETOR's scalp and goes from there with her. Here the film ends completely.